Good morning. I'm here to introduce Herman J. Hernandez. He's a 46-year resident of the Russian River area, a native San Franciscan, and began his first realty office in 1971, Hernandez Realty, and now he operates Zephyr Realty. And he served the Russian River community as past director of the Russian River Chamber, past president of the Russian River Rotary Club, current community projects raising director, member of the club for 41 years, past chairman and current director of the Russian River Recreation and Park District. He's been there 43 years, current treasurer of the North Bay Association of Realtors, founder and chairman of Los 100 Sonoma County, a Latino leadership nonprofit, recipient of the Jefferson Award and Spirit Award, and he's been married 33 years to his wife Guillermo, his two children, Herman G. and Danielle, and also, most people may know this already, he's the unofficial mayor of Verneville. So it gives me great pleasure to bring up Herman, and he is going to talk to us about the interesting music scene in Verneville.
Thank you very much, Mark and President Scott and Sebastopol Sunrise. It's an honor to be able to speak to all of you this morning. But the first thing I want to say is, as President Scott was going through the recognitions and showing the pictures, I was just telling myself, thank God I didn't know him 28 years ago while I was growing up and following the correct path to success. So thank you, Scott, for not knowing you 28 years ago. I just want to just emphasize a couple things. I think the big thing is that for 43 years I've been a Rotarian, and a lot of what I do about service above self has been the foundation and the plan of what I've been doing all my life. Rotary has meant a lot. Rotary has really opened a lot of doors for our community in need, in areas of need, and those gaps that we fill and we continue to fill. I've had the honor and the privilege before this club was initiated to go to the old club. This is the young club, is the way I know it. And many of the Sebastopol Rotarians from the new club have been mentors and very inspirational to me. I just want to emphasize that, because what I bring to you this morning is heart and passion, and the heart of our community, and the go-to service organization, and the last one in the Russian River is the Russian River Rotary Club, and for some may have known that club as the Gurnville Rotary Club. Our club has been in existence for 85 years. And I also have, honestly, the heart for Sebastopol, because Sebastopol initiated the Russian River Rotary Club in 1931, June 6, 1931. And from there, Russian River, Gurnville initiated Healdsburg, or brought them in. So in actuality, Sebastopol is our godfather. So it is dwindling down in our club, because in 1971, when I came in, by 1977, we were a club of 66 members. Today, we're approximately 18, maybe 20, with probably, when you narrow it down, this would be my club on a regular Tuesday night, probably 2 tables, probably 10 or 12 of us, and that's fantastic. But it's the river community is changing to what it was and what it is today. So what I bring you and what I share with you is a musical journey. But this journey started off about 6 years ago with a tragedy. Back in 1999, when Caltrans put in the brand new bridge in Gurnville, the community fought to keep the old bridge, the historical bridge, the walking bridge. And connecting that bridge were 2 components. the Guerneville Plaza, which we jumped up and we just jumped for joy because it was going to be a focal point. It was going to be a destination for our community to be able to use. It's not that big of a plaza, but it was something. And for us, a little bit is a lot. And then across the way was a Sonoma County Regional Parks put in a park. And so as we looked at this plaza, we jumped up in joy. Never in our mind did we actually think that that vision we had for this plaza was going to have a different turn of direction. And the turn started to be a hangout for homeless. Unfortunately, there were other groups that came into the plaza, and they more or less kind of were there for the next 9 years. And as I mentioned to you, our journey for this musical trip that we're taking, what created that was a tragedy. And the tragedy was a bad drug deal going down and a young man dying on the plaza. In 2010, the tragedy occurred in July. Within about 10 days, of all things, I was in Mexico, I was in Puerto Vallarta, I got the notification, and within 5 days of my return, we were able to pull together our Sonoma County Sheriff's Department and our community leaders, and Rotary was at the table. We brought it together. And we felt that there had to be a need, there had to be a change. We had to create the pride of this focal point. And again, it's not a huge plaza. Your plaza is probably 3 times as big as ours, but it was something. It was the gateway into the Russian River community. And it kind of brought everybody together in one way or the other. And we had little events there, but we didn't have much. We kept turning our heads and kind of just said it's going to take care of itself, and it didn't. We had to make that step. We needed an organization, we needed community leaders to make it move. And fortunately, we were able to get a small group of Rotarians, 1 or 2 business leaders, our chamber came together, we talked about it, Rotary took the step. Rotary took the step, and we were fortunate the first year to be able to put together $2,500. And in that $2,500, we needed to kind of bring the image, build that image in the plaza so that we could bring the community back and make the families feel safe, enjoy it, take pride. So the first year, like I said, we did $2,500. The next year, I kind of thought, we got to kind of step it up because I had an agent that had a sound system. I had an agent that was able to do graphics. And the combination of agents in my office, we started pulling this together with a couple other community leaders. I got to tell you that the first year, we didn't have a stage, so we had local groups come every week after the tragedy and started pulling in community, very slowly, but they were coming in. The sound system, I got the meeting to know what duct tape was all about. Because I'm going to tell you, I kept my fingers crossed whether that sound system was going to make it or not. And my agent that owned the sound system felt that it could do the Luther Burbank Center of a sound system. Only did he know that duct tape kept it together. And so the next year, I was very fortunate because there's a lot of collaboration here. There is a lot of building. I tell you we're 18 members, but we're an aging club. And there are certain things that I could do 28 years ago, thank God that President Scott didn't. Well, anyway, what I'd have to say is that we needed help from the community. Fortunately, I met a couple that live in Guerneville that are promoters. They put on the Concord concerts in the Bay Area and several others. I started talking to them and I said, our Rotary Club has a dream. What would it take to put on, raise the level of this concert? What would it take? $25,000. I said, oh, yeah, that's, they were honest. And so I went back to my club and I said, hey, it's going to cost $25,000. And the board of directors, long table, I made the presentation. They all turned their heads at the same time. Sounds fantastic. Go do it. And so basically what we did is we were blessed again, and we were able to go out and through the park district that I sit on, the county, TOT funding, and some individual businesses, we were able to raise the $25,000 we raised the money. It was an inspirational moment. It was a Rotary moment. It was just unbelievable how a community started to come together. But it was Rotary that was moving the vehicle forward. And so that was the second year. And I bring you up to where we are today. Where we are up today is we raised $50,000. Our budget's about $45,000. And what we're doing is we're bringing entertainers like Tommy Castro. We have Charles Musselwhite that's going to be playing next week. Roy Rogers, Carlos Reyes. We're also very, very thankful for some of the entertainers that perform at the Bohemian Grove that are able to come and to be able to be a participant. But we grew this. It's not an easy task. There's probably 5 of us, Rotarians out of the 18 when you dwindle it down, that are having different tasks that need to be done. My task, and my only task, most of the time is to raise the money. And I don't know how many of you really know the Russian River, but it is very difficult to raise that kind of money out in that community. So a lot of it, instead of paddling up river without a paddle, we've been very fortunate and blessed again that fundings have been coming from other parts of Sonoma County down to the Russian River to be able to do this. So what has it done? You talked about your upcoming event. We created a Rotary information booth. We have sent information to different Rotarians throughout the United States that visited the Russian River that said, this might be a good something to start in our community. Tell us how you did it. Well, the other thing I got to tell you is that we're an unincorporated area. We're not a city like Sebastopol or Windsor or Cloverdale. And again, I don't know if you have a concert series or if it's being driven, but most concerts in Sonoma County are all cities and driven in one way from the city. This is an unincorporated area where every penny that is made is going right back into the concert. So it's money made, money spent out. But again, what has it done? It's brought the community together. It's brought that pride of community, the focal point. It's brought tourists, it's brought residents, and it's brought interest that when something is needed to be done in our community, Rotary is the first one that comes to pass. Sometimes that scares me because, again, we're only 18 members, but I'm here just proud to be able to stand in front of you. And I got to tell you, it's not something I do on a regular basis. When Mark asked me, I said, "Are you sure you want me to talk about that?" But it's not me, Herman. It's my heart and it's my passion. And I was thinking about here, what can I tell you that might be different, that you might kind of, you look at me and I got a tattoo. But it's in my heart, the service above self. And that heart and that passion carries this old frame, and thank God, President Scott, you didn't know me 28 years ago. Because I'm here of what Rotary was able to build, and what Rotary was able to instill, and what Rotary has been inspirational to me. I know it was music, but that music is the tune of what I sing to you this morning about Rotary and the importance. And I know I'm being told that, but I can only tell you that in our community, we strive to continue to do the service that you give here with 60-some members, and it's a force. And to have the honor to have 2 Rotary clubs in a city, in a community like this is awesome. And that's why whenever we get a drop, to me that drop of water is huge. Because when sometimes you don't have any, every little bit counts. And so I grew up in a Rotary club that when we had 65 members, we are doing so much more today than when I was doing back in the 70s. And my members, those that are all working, have that heart of inspiration. And I just want to share with you that Rotary does make a difference. Rotary is tremendously, and I didn't come to speak about Rotary because you hear about it a lot, but I'm just a testimonial of how it's created a difference in our community and how it continues to grow. It's not easy, especially when you have family and a job and a company that you're running, but it's the heart and passion. And when you're sitting or standing in that concert watching 500 to 900 people in that plaza, watching an entertainer, watching what they're going through and their expressions, is tremendous. So I leave that with you. I could probably speak for another hour, but I want to make sure that all of you get to work on time and give me your card. So no, I'm not supposed to answer anything. Scott, President Scott, thank God you didn't know you 28 years old. With that, if anybody has any questions, be happy to answer them. Otherwise, yes, Julie.
Well, I've been to your concerts. They're a lot of fun. Everybody should go out there. They're free, and Rotary has a presence there, and it's a great time.
You're always welcome to the green room. I never knew why they called it the green room, and now I do because it's in my office. But I want to say one thing. If you go away with anything, please remember this, and this is my motto. If it isn't free, it's too expensive. So you're right. Thank you, Julie. It is free.
Come back and talk to us about Los Cianos.
I would be happy to talk about my other huge passion about the Latino community and the nonprofit that I did start, Los Cianos, which we started with 9. Today we're outreach to over 800. So, and again, that Rotary was involved in the formation of everything it is. Yes?
Can you say something about Los Cianos?
Los Cianos, basically, the one thing that I can tell you about Los Cianos, it was created in Sonoma County, a gap that I saw of trying to reach out to the Latino community, bring together Latino leaders, encouraging the belief that they can and should get involved, just like when we talk about Rotary. And we started with predominantly a Latino organization. Today we're inclusive. We're in Napa, we're in Marin, we're in Sonoma County, and we're in Sonoma State. And we're growing over towards Solana. Yes?
So what's the mission of Los Cianos?
The objective mission of Los Cianos is a question that I at times ask when I talk to different organizations. It's a growing demographics. It's a reality. It is just unbelievable how the Latino community is growing throughout the United States and into Sonoma County. One of the things that I ask is, when you see a demographics growing so rapidly, are you ahead of it? Are you in sync with it, or are you behind? 95% of the time, the response that I get is they're behind. And I think one of the things that we look at in Los Cianos is to be able to say it's we. We're working together, we're educating, we're creating awareness, and I got to tell you that I learn every day in talking to so many individual people in Sonoma County. So the objective basically is to build bridges, to connect, and to be a resource as an organization. We don't duplicate what nonprofits are highly doing. And what we do is we highlight and we support what is already in the making. Yes, David.
So what are the projects that Russian River Rotary is working on? What are you guys up to?
Well, the one thing that I didn't say was that our club raises over $100,000 a year. And through the concerts, we raise 50. It comes right through. But we have a crab fee. What I did tell you, and again, President Scott, thank you for not knowing me 28 years ago. I do everything untraditional. A lot of what I do is untraditional. We have a crab feed that's untraditional. It's just not the normal crab feed where you come in, silent auction, live auction, maybe have some background music. We do things so untraditional that you got to come back. And we have grown from the Vets building in Guerneville that was 230 people that you could barely sit in. I was hoping they didn't have to go to the bathroom because they couldn't get through. And we've gone to Sean Farms, to where we now serve 350. And this last year, we raised over $50,000. And I gotta tell you something, when we used to raise 2,800 or 3,000, I was jumping up and down with joy. We've hit numbers that I've never believed that we could do. But we moved out of Guerneville, still in our area, where there was a lot of resentment. It took 3 years to bring back a portion of our local residents from the Russian River area. 75% come from all over Sonoma County. And one of the things is, you never know if I'm dressed as John Travolta. You never know if we're dressed as, we've done Motown, we've done just everything. So just imagine this year it's crab celebration fiesta. We're celebrating 30 years with our crab food. I just have one thing that I'd like to just share with you that I'm sorry that I didn't say. Emelina High School, when I say about collaboration, they're... I talk about collaboration. We have brought in Emelina High School media program into the production of Rocking the River. And what they've done is they do all our marketing pieces, where they're creating a video, and they built a brand new website. So we're bringing in the high school students to being able to be part of the creation of Rocking the River and getting the experience.
That's spectacular. You guys are very successful. Thank you.
Muscle White's going to be next Thursday. Wait, don't go. Don't go. Yes, please.
We have a drawing. What you can do is pick one of those and read it.
So it's 5187829.
829?
829.
What you doing?
Rich.
Before you go, speak your gift. And thank you very much. You're an inspiration.
By the way, I was always watching.
You've been waiting 20 minutes to say that.
Okay.
The whole thing? Yeah. Which one am I looking for?
Yeah. Oh wait, you have a cool door prize. Lyndon, tell us about the cool door prize.
These are from Carson Mount Springs in British Columbia.
What are they?
Wait, you got a bag? And some material.
Thank you.
Well, that was good.
Canadian, eh?
Here's my clean joke today. Okay. Butterfly pulled over, and he said, "It's an old photo of the photo." Okay, Jerry, you got a better one.
Well, you know, Scott, how hard it is to find a really clean joke. So instead of a joke, I'm going to tell the story about what you told me the other day. Scott was out, you know, making the rounds around the chicken coop, and Scott found this strange-looking bug. And he picks it up, puts it in one of those cardboard, you know, 8 boxes, pokes some holes for air holes, and he said, "Jane, what is it?" And she said, "Well, it's a centipede." So it's like, wow. Scott said, "I want to take this down to Hot Monk, you know, and show the guys." So he says to the centipede in there, "You want to go to Hot Monk? I want to show you off." Nothing happened. Scott said, "Come on, you want to go to Hot Monk?" And the bug said, "I heard you the first time. I'm putting on my shoes."
Okay, well,
Joe.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you.